Welcome to Discover Manufacturing Week. My name is Cindy Farah and I'm your host, and I'm also the project coordinator for Discover Manufacturing. And I'm really excited to be here today and be part of Manufacturing Week. We have a great program planned for you. It's such a wonderful way for students to connect with companies, and you can learn a lot about all the different careers and the opportunities in the manufacturing industry. So today we have two companies joining us. We have Eagle Alloy and we have Scherdel Sales and Technology. So they will each present for about 10 minutes. And if you do have questions, we do see that you're using the Q&A function on your toolbar, which we really appreciate. And we will get to those. If we don't get to those live right now, we will definitely save time at the end to answer your questions. So also, I just wanted to say, if there are any high school seniors watching, Discover Manufacturing has scholarships available for high school seniors who are interested in pursuing a career in manufacturing in West Michigan. So just check out our website and look at the information on there in the application. And your teacher also has that in the educator toolkit. We would also appreciate it today if everyone in the webinar could complete a survey when you're finished with the webinar. And students who complete the survey will be put in a random drawing to receive a $10 Amazon gift card, and we will select 20 students. So please complete the survey after the webinar. So yeah, with that, we are ready to get started with our first company. And we are going to start with Nick Tarswell. Hello, Nick.
Hello, how you doing, Cindy?
Great. How about if I know you've got a lot to tell us today, and while we're fixing that issue, we would like to hear more from you. And I know you have a PowerPoint and a lot of information to share with us today.
Sure, we can kind of switch gears. So I'll start sharing this presentation. You should see it coming up shortly. You seen everything, Cindy?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
All right. Good afternoon, all. I would say I hope you enjoyed that video, but it sounds like we'll circle back to it. My name is Nick Tarswell, and I'm a graduate from Michigan Tech with a bachelor's in mechanical engineering and an emphasis in business. I currently sit on the board of directors here at Eagle Alloy and work as the chief technical officer. With this role, I'm responsible for our engineering, quality, and IT departments. Eagle Alloy was started in 1979. We are a shell and air set molding company that produces a wide variety of castings. Eagle Alloy is unique in that we are an employee-owned and profit-sharing organization. We are currently 55% owned by our employees, with the goal to become 100% owned within the next 5 years. In addition, we are self-insured and have an on-site health clinic that is free to use by our staff. Our nearly 300,000 square foot facility resides in Muskegon, Michigan on Evanston Avenue. We produce over 3,000 different castings with over 300 customers in over 150 different alloys. Our products range from 1 pound to 500 pounds. Some of our most recognizable customers would be Harley-Davidson, Bobcat, John Deere, and Caterpillar. We service about 19 industries shown on the slide for those 300 customers. In addition, we're always trying to grow new applications with new technologies such as solar, electric vehicles, and et cetera. I do not want to forget to mention, but Eagle Alloy is one of 4 companies that make up the Eagle Group here in the Muskegon area. Eagle Precision is our sister investment company that is next door to us. Eagle CNC is our sister machining division in North Muskegon, and Eagle Aluminum is our sister aluminum facility that is downtown. The combined group is around 400 employees and growing, so we have a wide variety of options. To get more into the Eagle Alloy side, I want to give a quick overview on what a casting is. A casting is quite simply a shape produced by pouring molten metal into a mold to hold the metal into the designed shape until the liquid cools to room temperature. If you think about it, we pour steel at 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit and wait till it cools to room temperature before we then shake it out. Much like an ice tray, the liquid steel is then formed by the ice tray or the mold for the intricate shape and design, and then it cools down to room temperature. During that time, it shrinks, solidifies, and actually modifies its design. So that is a big part of the engineering function. In the lower left, you'll see a CAD file of a pressure containing valve casting. It shows a little bit of our CAD software for process and solidification. And then in the upper left, you'll see kind of the finite element analysis for kind of the millions of cells that we take each of our designs and then run our simulation package on for air entrapment and mold cooling and solidification. Once the tooling is constructed by our engineering quality department, we have in-house 3D scanners to dimensionally scan castings. We use this technology to produce a casting in the real world aspect and then compare it versus the virtual world in like a computer setting. And then we overlay the two, and that's what you see by the green color mapping is a dimensional conformance, kind of like a heat map. Red is positive and green is negative. We can set different tolerance bands to then determine if the casting inspect or not, but see it more as a global picture for how the casting is then moving, solidifying during the entire process. Beyond Eagle Alloy, I also want to touch on the importance of manufacturing. Manufacturing leads to more research, development, and innovation, productivity, exports, and middle-class jobs. Manufacturing helps raise the living standards more than any other sector. Manufacturing also generates more economic activity than any other sector. An important fact to note, for every dollar of domestic manufacturing value added, another $3.60 of economic activity is generated elsewhere across the economy. For every one manufacturing job, there are 3.4 jobs created in non-manufacturing industries. Just think about that one. No other sector comes close to these numbers. We switched over to the casting portion. Here are some casting facts. The oldest casting is about 5,000 years old. One of my favorites is if you are in any US major city, you are never more than 10 feet away from a casting at any given time. That's how widely used castings are, and most people don't even know what it is or how they are made. Michigan is the third largest state for producing castings. Shifting over to the green in manufacturing, because this is a big thing that we're very proud of. Manufacturing is one of the largest sectors in the American economy. Foundries as a part of the manufacturing sector are very green. We purchase scrap steel from all over the state, and we recycle 100% of this scrap steel to make our castings. Even our scrap is then recycled again to have a net zero waste. A unique fact, steel is a permanent material that can be indefinitely recycled and is 100% recyclable without loss of quality. Another big portion is castings are getting looked at from the solar, the biomass, the geothermal. As we look at this green movement, this is a big part of kind of using castings more to further develop that. Now, if we shift gears a little bit, given the age group, as part of this presentation, I kind of wanted to highlight our internship and co-op programs. Currently, we have 1 engineering intern and 3 CTC interns. And this continues to grow. We actively participate in co-ops and internships with local high schools and colleges. In addition, a handful of our current technical staff are actually past interns that worked here during high school or college. Shown here is a highlight of our current intern, Josh, who's a Mona Shores graduate. Josh works from 7:30 to 3:30 while actively at MCC pursuing his associates in science for engineering. And we allow him a flexible schedule to complete exams, projects, and attend his classroom schedule, as that's a top priority in the success. His daily job roles include constructing CAD models, new casting designs, emailing and talking to our customers, 3D scanning real-world castings against our computer-generated models, and actively participating in our robotics by pushing robotics fixturing further. A little quick summary here, just kind of our now hiring, starting wages, full-time, part-time, co-ops, interns. A little summary again, employee-owned, profit sharing. Feel free to reach out with questions because we really love students to come up through the manufacturing and really learn the big benefits of the manufacturing sector. And all of us as manufacturing companies are more than willing to train and hire young students and young entrepreneurs and people growing for active careers going forward. Outside of that, that is all I have. Cindy, I'll leave it back to you.
Thank you, Nick. Great job on your presentation.
Thank
I learned a lot just watching that also, and we are going to now play your company video.
Welcome to Eagle Alloy. Come on inside and let us show you how we produce world-class castings. We are a profit-sharing and employee-owned manufacturing company that was started over 40 years ago. Our nearly 300,000 square foot facility is located in the Lakeshore community of Muskegon, Michigan. Our quality and engineering teams provide our 300 customers with the expertise to produce 150 different alloys of castings, utilizing some of the newest industry technologies such as 3D modeling and 3D printed materials, simulation software, 3D scanning, and creating our own robotic cell. This group is responsible to ensure we stay an industry leader in this highly competitive market. In partnership with our production department, our highly engaged workforce ensures the highest of quality is met in each of the 3,000 part numbers we produce. Our size of castings range from less than 1 pound to 500 pounds. Servicing about 20 different industries, Eagle Alloy provides castings to several recognizable customers such as Harley-Davidson, John Deere, Cat, and Bobcat. Some of our proudest achievements include Michigan Manufacturer of the Year, Modern Castings Manufacturer of the Year, along with many other customer quality awards. Eagle Alloy has wide variety of opportunities from general labor, molders, welders, furnace technicians, maintenance staff, inspectors, engineering and quality position, CNC and tooling construction staff, internships, co-ops, and many more. So if you are an individual looking for a company with a great culture, pride of employee ownership, and look for a career, not just a job, come on down to apply. We are always looking to hire the right people to ensure we remain world-class as we move forward.
All right, well, I'm so glad we got to watch that after all. Thank you, Nick. Thanks for your time today. And we're gonna then go ahead with our next company.
Perfect.
All right, we also have here today Scherdel Sales and Technology. And we have Kenneth Robinson joining us today. And we also have Richard Hitzman here today. Hello, guys. How are you?
Good, yourself?
Good. Yeah, we're happy to see you. And we would also like to start with your company video. So let's cross our fingers and we're going to play that and then we'll come back. You can turn off your cameras. Yeah.
I've been with Scherdel for about 5.5 years now. I started as a third shift machine operator while I was finishing my bachelor's degree. What drew me to the manufacturing industry is just working with your hands, making things and fixing things.
And I loved the work. I found that I kind of found my specialty or my calling, I guess you could say, where just being around machines was really satisfying for me. We were responsible for checking the parts, for fixing certain maintenance issues on the machine, to die-related issues, working closely with the tool room and with the design team. We also are responsible for packing and weighing our own parts, and any quality issues, working really closely with the quality team.
It is a little bit different because some places you go to and people expect to be working on a machine the same day. A lot of the machines here, it takes a lot of training. People are training 6 months plus.
There's not one machine or tool design that's going to be the same every time. Everything is slightly different, so it applies new challenges. At the end of the day, when I know that I did everything I could to help anyone on the floor, the operators, the supervisors, whoever it comes down to, troubleshooting the machines, and then at the end we can say, hey, we solved this issue, this problem. And having that final product come off the machine and seeing your designs actually function is rewarding.
These are specialty machines. There's only 1 or 2 companies in the area that have similar machines to us. Pretty much everyone's entry level, for the most part. You can have 10 years of CNC experience and you're not gonna know springs. It's almost like an apprenticeship. They say it takes 2, 3, even 4 years to be fully self-sufficient on these machines. It's a big commitment for the company because you're hiring someone now, not expecting them to be fully independent for 2, 3 years.
It was a good opportunity, I felt, because of the size of the company. It was much different than what I had come from. Nowhere near the benefits with insurance and the 401k match program that they have here. dental, vision, those kinds of things. So all those things were a big step up in my mind. And with a larger company, there comes more opportunities as far as pay goes, with, just experience and more people to learn from. We have many different departments in Scherdel. There's room to grow within the department, but then we're still a bigger company that has all of these opportunities.
We have an amazing benefit plan. We have one of the best plans in the area, very low deductible. We start with 10 days of PPTO or vacation after 90 days of employment. I know at my last job, I had to be there a year before I even got a week. Here, after 90 days, you have 2 weeks. You gain 1 day per year after that, and once you hit your 10-year anniversary, you get 25 days before hitting that milestone.
We actually have idea management. They want us to put our ideas down on paper, and then they have a group of people that will go through, and I just know that they research it, and then if it's something they can do and it saves the company money, they then pass the savings down in a percentage to the person who came up with the idea. So it's kind of cool.
Here at Scherdel, we have many job opportunities, whether it's machine operator, tool designer, and apprenticeships. We also have process engineers who are looking into and doing research on new technologies. We have our first robot here on site, and that's helping us become more efficient. And our goal is to continue to increase that high-tech capacity.
I absolutely would recommend coming here to work. People are nice, accepting. If you're not happy with one area, they will find another area. I mean, they give you options. We're not a number here. Everybody knows everybody, and it's nice.
Well, that was an excellent video also. We're so glad we got to watch that. And we are going to be starting off with your PowerPoint. So Kenneth, if you would like to just let us know, give us a little more information about yourself, and we've got your PowerPoint ready to go.
My name is Kenneth Robinson, and I'm currently the HR manager at Scherdel Sales Technology. I started here as a third shift machine operator while finishing my bachelor's degree, and was offered a position in HR shortly after that, and have grown to become the HR manager. A little bit about the company. We are a German-owned family business for over 130 years now. We have a comprehensive product range, very demanding parts, reliable components. We like to focus on innovation and quality, and we have a deep technical expertise in metal forming, assembly and joining technology, tool construction, machine and system construction, and surface technology as well. Next. Scherdel is located in 12 countries. We have 32 locations and 42 production plants, and just around 6,000 employees worldwide. Our Muskegon facility is the only manufacturing facility here in the US. We do have a sister plant in Silao, Mexico. And then we also have a service center over by Detroit in Brighton, Michigan. But that simply houses our sales and engineering team. Next. And then just a photograph just showing where some of the parts made by Scherdel are located within the vehicle. So we're anywhere from the braking systems to the engines, powertrain, to interior seating components as well. Next. And then just a little bit about, or some pictures of our products. We have piston ring springs up on the top left. We have stamping and bending parts. So those are your brake clips. We have compression, tension, and torsion springs. Assemblies for hatches, spiral springs, and variable cam timing springs, which Rich will talk about here in a little bit. And then these are just some of our main customers in the Scherdel group for that. And then along with that, we also provide tours, individual and group. So if your school or yourself is interested in that, please let us know. We also provide job shadows if that's something you're interested in, whether you want to job shadow somebody on the manufacturing floor, or you're looking to shadow an engineer or a salesperson. Those are all possible here at Scherdel, and you can apply for positions at www.scherdel.com and then click on the career portal. And then I'd like to turn it over to Rich to give you a day in the life of a machine operator.
Hello, everybody. My name is Rich Hitzman. I've worked here 6-7 years. On a day-to-day basis, I come in, make sure all my guys are going do setups. I'm currently the lead in VCT, which is variable cam timing, which it's a fun, challenging, rewarding. We do a lot of prototypes, stuff like that. It's fun. If I had to say anything, I'd tell you guys to really pay attention to math because you're gonna need it. All right.
Well, that's great. I know a lot of people are talking about the importance of math and actually English in a lot of subjects in school, because you'll need them going forward. It's not just something you only need in middle school or high school, right?
Right.
Yeah. So it sounds like you're interested and you like your jobs, and you have a lot of information to share, and it looks like there's a lot of opportunities for young people in manufacturing.
Yes.
Yeah, so, well, thank you. It was really interesting to hear from you. And what we're going to do now is I will have you guys turn up your cameras, and we are going to then introduce Jerry Hill. Jerry Hill is our Discover Manufacturing Industry Council lead, and he's a real expert in manufacturing, and he is here to help out with the question and answer portion. Hello, Jerry.
Hey, thanks, Cindy. Good to see you again.
Yeah.
We have several questions from our students, and Nick, I'd like to start out with you. Students are curious about salaries, both annual salaries and hourly salaries. Can you kind of give a range and an idea of what a person starting out could expect, and then how they would graduate in their career?
Sure, I'll kind of go back to just real quickly. Here's how ours works. It's a 17 an hour starting wage. So we get 4 weekly paychecks. Employees are paid on Thursday, and then we actually have a profit sharing kicker. So employees get a 5th paycheck that may be 15%, 20%, 25% of your hourly pay, then comes in a bonus or 5th paycheck because we are profit sharing forward. If you kind of calculate that out based on a 45-hour week, that's $50,000. Essentially, then our ESOP kicks in. Federal government requirements is a max of 25% compensation. So you can basically get a max of 25% from an ESOP, or employee stockholder certificate, is how our employees would actually get those. So yeah, we're looking at basically the $17 an hour to 20 plus as the profit sharing, and that will change. We average about 15%, but we've been kind of trending in the 17 to 20% recently. So we do kind of expect that to continue, but we've been profitable in all of our years. So that's one of the things we really pride ourselves on, the benefits wise. So from an annual standpoint, could be 50 to 75,000 bucks just from a start. Now we obviously have lots of volunteer overtime, so it is what you want to make it.
That's awesome, Nick. Thank you very much. Hey, tell a student why it's important to be employee owned.
It's the input. It's being part of a bigger team. It's not just a management structure that's disconnected from the shop floor, but really it's a teamwork. I go talk to the guys, janitors to cores to molders. We want to really do the smarter, not harder thing. It is a teamwork mentality to where everybody is kind of stronger together than separate. We really pride ourselves on the employee ownership and group ownership. I often go out on the shop floor and get dirty myself, helping the guys on the floor and gals on the floor just throughput products better, come up with better ideas, different robotic cells, more safe work practices and stuff like that.
What do you enjoy most about your job?
I love the fact of our manufacturing is that you never have a same day that is the same Monday through Friday. And I love the fact that I can drive downtown Muskegon, or I can drive anywhere across the state, and I can see our products actually making motorcycles better, making farmers' lives better. I can see buildings where Eagle Ally castings are, infrastructure, bridges. You go to these major cities, downtown light poles and supports, just making the world a better place, and being able to physically see it, touch it, and just seeing a bigger picture of the impact that we can have just here local Muskegon, and know that I designed it or helped the customer, not pay 150 bucks for a hammer when it's really a $10 component.
Nick, last question for you, and then we'll switch over to Scherdel.
Go ahead.
How young can a person start at Eagle?
So we are 18 years old is our cap, and that is a state of Michigan cap from basically the sand products that we make. But it's 18 years and above. So if you're a high school student, college, CTC, we're open. Reach out to us beforehand. We do a lot of Foundry in the Box stuff here in West Michigan with AFS. So we'll come visit middle schools, kindergarten, try and get these kids engaged in manufacturing. But as far as an actual work, it's an 18-year-old threshold.
The kids want to know if manufacturing is stressful and how hard it is on a daily basis.
It can be stressful at times,
What
but
makes it stressful?
excuse me,
I asked, what makes it stressful?
trying to keep your parts within so much of a tolerance, or trying to keep a spiral spring flat, which over time you learn all the tips and tricks on how to do all that.
Rick, what got you started in the business? What made you decide to get into manufacturing?
It's generation to generation. It was passed down from my dad, and then I just kept on going with it. I actually started in a CNC shop, which these machines are basically the same thing.
Terrific, thanks. Ken, one of our students wants to know, as a broad estimate, what do you think it would take to start up a company like Scherdel? What sort of investment would it take?
I'd say probably at least a couple $100,000 just due to the machine costs. But I mean, some of these machines range from $250,000 to $1 million. So I guess it all depends on the product range and what you want to make, and how much of it you want to make. But I would say it would take quite an investment, I would feel, to start a company.
Okay, last question for you before we turn it back over to Cindy and she wraps things up. Tell us how COVID has affected your business and your supply lines and things like that. How are you guys doing?
I mean, business has definitely slowed down a little bit with the chip shortage and everything else that has come with COVID. But I mean, sales are down a little bit, and it's hard to recruit. It's hard to get people back to work now. So, I mean, it's impacted the business quite a bit. But I mean, we just keep coming in every day and doing our best, and it'll get better.
Thanks very much, Ken. Cindy, back to you.
All right, well, thank you very much. We appreciate all the questions that the students have, and we appreciate the answers. We really want to thank all of the students and educators for joining us, and also Scherdel Sales and Technology and Eagle Alloy. Thank you. And we hope you enjoyed our program.